Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in this video here, I have this second gen Cummins with a 24 valve in it with a dead VP44 injection pump. So come along and I'll walk you through how to replace it. Alright, so after you get your throttle off, intake horn off, injection lines off, this is what you're left with. You get this connector here on the back of the pump. This tab on the back pulls out, it pops off. Your return line here with a one-way valve in it. Now the new pumps should come with a new valve. So it's not a one-way valve, it's a pressure valve. It's got a spring and a ball inside of it, so that kind of sets the fuel pressure that the pump goes to. New pumps will come with a new one, so this one you don't usually reuse them. This truck has a FAS on it, so that's the fuel feed line, which threads into this fitting. And then you're ready to take the mounting bolts off. Now to get the mounting bolts off, there are 4 15mm nuts. 2 on this side, 2 on this side. The best way to get them out is if you don't have the pump wrenches, is a 15mm socket with a swivel extension. You can come down beside the pump. Get on this one here, and then down again, like move down a little further, get on the one at the bottom, kind of tip the ratchet down. When you get the nut off, bring the socket up to right here, and you can pull the nut out without dropping it. And then on the back of the pump down at the bottom, there's a 13mm bolt that is holding the mounting bracket. So once you get these 4 off, the mounting bracket, the lines, the connectors, everything, then it's ready to be dismounted. Like it'll come out on this side. And then you got to come around to the front of the pump to get the pump nut off. So the pump nut is 1 1/16", and you'll crack that loose, and then you will take it off. Unthread it, being careful not to drop the lock washer down into the timing cover. And then you're going to take your gear puller and install that into the front of the timing gear. And it installs the same way as a 12 valve does. So the way the puller works, it has 2 bolts going through it like this, and then 1 bolt in the center that you thread in, and that starts coming up through the bottom here. So this is a common rail pump nut. The differences in them is that this one's a lot smaller than the gear inside this engine and the gear inside of a 12 valve. But they all come off the same way. 2 bolts thread into the holes of the pump gear. The shaft of the pump is coming through like this. So then these bolts hold the gear, and then as you turn the big bolt in, it pushes on the pump shaft and then pops the gear off. So that is how the tool installs. So once everything's unbolted, if you feel down inside into the front of the onto the pump gear, there is a keyway. That keyway is for a Woodruff key that sets the timing on the pump. You want to make sure that that is facing up, because when you take the pump out, you don't want the keyway falling out of the pump, and when you put the new one in, you don't want it falling out of the pump trying to put it in. If you lose that keyway, yeah, it's not good. So after you have everything unhooked, the pump itself slides back. And you just lift it up out of the way, take it out, and right here you can see that keyway. So once you get the pump out, there's this bracket on the bottom. It's held on by two T50 Torx bolts. So you take that off. This one had the fast fitting in here, so we took the fitting out and stripped the brackets and stuff off this pump, and we got to transfer them over to this one. So for the keyways here, what I usually do to make sure you have the keyway lined up with the slot is I just take it and kind of turn it to where it is on this one. And also this keyway is usually in there pretty good, but if you find it's flopping around or anything like that, I've taken them out before and put like a little bit of super glue on them, and that will help it stay in so it doesn't fall out. And then, as I was saying before, there's the new overflow valve and washers for it, and also the O-ring for the front of the pump. So this O-ring slides over the end like that. And then this bracket on the bottom. See the two holes right here? It just goes in. So now this pump, this pump's ready to go back, ready to go in. I like to leave the plugs and the caps on everything while I'm installing it, just so there's no chance of getting dirt or anything in the pump. And just a little explanation of the Woodruff key in the end of the pump. So it is an offset keyway that sets the timing of the injection pump. So what an offset keyway is the bottom will kind of be like this, and then the top half of it will be offset. So where the pump, like the piece that goes in the pump, kind of offsets the keyway a little bit, or kind of offsets the gear. So the bottom will be over here and the top's kind of over here. This is exaggerated, obviously. It's not that much of a difference, but that's how an offset keyway works. And the keyways are specific per pumps. So this one is a 036 keyway. There's different keyways. If you put like a 038 keyway or a 040 keyway in with a pump that calls for the 036 or whatever, then you can run into idling issues. You can get timing codes in the pump itself, like in the ECM, and it just might not run right. So it is best to use the keyway that comes with the pump you're installing. So now that this pump's all ready to go, let's get it in and get the truck back running. Now if you have the keyway lined up properly, the pump should just slide right in and everything should be good. But it is best just to make sure that it is lined up properly. So I have a borescope that I put down in and look into the keyway to see if it's lined up, or you could just use a flashlight and a mirror. And there we go. See it right there with the numbers on it, all lined up in the slot. So torque spec on the pump nut is 125 foot-pounds. And when torquing it, if the engine starts to rotate, you just put a Johnson bar with a 24 mil socket on the alternator and hold against yourself. So once that's torqued, you can put your breather back on, hook the breather pipe hook the breather hose back on. Now once you have your pump all torqued up and everything, you can start putting your fuel lines on the side, your injection lines on the back, and do everything else. So let's get that done and get her back up and running. Oh yeah, and there was one more mounting bolt that goes down at the bottom of that bracket that we've screwed onto the bottom of the pump. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video on how to install a VP44 injection pump on your 24 valve Cummins. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.